Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to do this walking backwards just so I can make sure that I sound good in the sanctuary. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. I apologize for the late start. Good morning. Welcome to Congregation Beth Israel. I'm Cantor Seth Ettinger, and on behalf of Rabbi Mason-Barkin, Rabbi Stephen Kahn, it is such a pleasure to welcome you here this morning for a beautiful under 100-degree day. And thank you all who are joining us from out there in the internet world, from the comfort and safety of your homes. If you have not already done so, please take the time to take out your cell phone. If you haven't turned it on off, please turn it on silent. And we will begin this morning with Matovu on page 192 or 74. I'm going to be calling two sets of page numbers. The 192 is in the bigger book, and if you have the thinner book, it's page 74, and we'll join together. How wonderful are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. Ma tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ma tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael. We continue with the Nisim Bechol Yom, our blessings for the daily miracles, on page 198. I will chant the Hebrew, and then we respond with Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasech vivina leavchin ben yom uvein laila. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten layaev koach. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavir sheina meinai utenuma me'afapai. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tselem Elohim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael begivura. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael betifara. Amen. We continue with Psalm 118 on page 150 on page 218 or 100. We sing together, Hallelujah, 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 El Bekodsho, Hallelujah, Birki Auzo, Hallelujah, Bigavorotav, Hallelujah, Kerovulo, Hallelujah, 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 Meteka Shofar, Hallelujah, Benevel Vechinor, Hallelujah, Betofu Machol, Hallelujah, Beminim Ve'udav. Let's join together. Hallelujah, 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 B'tzil Tzalei Shama, Hallelujah, B'tzil Tzalei Chua, Kol HaNeshama Tehalleliyah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Everybody now, Hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah. We join together for Chatzi Kaddish on page 224 or 106. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'almadi v'rach yirutei ve'amlich malachutei, be'chai echonu v'yom echonu v'chai d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'vizman kari ve'imeru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'alam u'lalmei almayah. Yitbarach, Yitbarach v'ishtabach v'ipar v'tumah v'naseh v'hadar v'halev v'halal shemei dekudesha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran pe'alma v'meru. Amen. We take a moment now to ask for God's blessings on those who are observing Shiva or Shloshim, the immediate 7 and 30-day mourning period. If you wish to, please stand at this time so we may ask for God's blessings upon you. Hamakom yenachem etchem, may you be comforted among the mourners of Zion. We now stand as one community and join together in the call to worship, Baruch Hu, on page 226 or 108. page 228 or 110, we continue with words of Yotzer Or. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Yotzer Or uvorei choshech oseh shalom uvorei et hakol. Let's continue together at the top of page 229 or 111. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become the catalyst first for order, and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth. Or chadash al Zion ta'ir v'nizkechu lanu mehera le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'meorot. Bottom of page 230 or 112. Enlighten our eyes with your Torah. Focus our minds on your mitzvot. Unite our hearts in love and reverence for your name. Then we will never feel shame, never deserve rebuke, and never stumble. Having trusted in your great and awesome holiness, we shall celebrate your salvation with joy. Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us. Truly, you drew us near to your great name that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול לסלע באמת, להודות לך ולייחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. Emet, top of page 239 or 121. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stirred the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out, and rejoice. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai. Page 240 or 122. Yampai by biddy biddy pam, yabapai by bim pam. Yampai by biddy biddy pam, yabapai by bim pam. I die, yabapai by bim pam. I die, yabapai by bim pam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha netar b'kodesh, nocha tehilot osef eleh, nocha tehilot osef eleh. Let me hear it now. Yambai by biddy biddy bum, yababai by bim bum. Yambai by biddy biddy bum, yababai by bim bum. I die, yababai by bim bum. I die, yababai by bim bum. Shira chadasha shibechu geulim, leshimcha al sifat hayam. Yachad kulam hodu vehimlichu ve'ameru Adonai himloch leolam va'ed. Yambai by biddy biddy pam, yababai by bim pam. Yambai by biddy biddy pam, yababai by bim pam. I die, yababai by bim pam. I die, yababai by bim pam. Tzur Yisrael, kulma be'ezrat Yisrael, uvedeichenu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. We come to the central prayer of our service, the Tefillah, the Amidah, page 242 or 124. We stand. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefatai tiftach, Yagi Kehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai. Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei HaKol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot,
ומביא גאולה לבני בניכם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
We continue together with the Kedoshah, the sanctification of God's name, on page 248 or 130. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה לזה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו, אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו, והוא ישמיר ברחמיו לעיני כל החי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. You may be seated. We continue with a joyous song for Shabbat, Yismechu b'malachutecha, page 250 or 132.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם יספרו ויתפקדו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. וישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. Vekore Zeicher Lemasei Vereshit Zeicher Lemasei Vereshit Yismechu Memalechutecha Shomrei 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 Shabbat Vekore Onei Shabbat Yismechu Memalechutecha Shomrei 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 Shabbat Vekore Onei Shabbat.
We continue at the bottom of page 258 or 140 with a prayer for peace. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. We will read the English and then we will sing together. Grant peace, goodness, and blessing, grace, kindness, and mercy to us and to all your people Israel. Bless us, our Creator, all of us together, through the light of your presence. Truly, through the light of your presence, Adonai, our God, you gave us a Torah of life, the love of kindness, justice, and blessing, mercy, life, and peace. May you see fit to bless your people Israel at all times, at every hour, with your peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael bashalom. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace.
Sim Shalom Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Tova Uvracha Sim Shalom Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Tova Uvracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Aleinu ve'al chol Yisrael Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Aleinu ve'al chol Yisrael Amecha. Shalom. Sing it with me when you know it. Sim Shalom. Tova Uvracha. Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom. Sim Shalom. Tova Uvracha. Tova Uvracha. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael bashalom.
continue with our own silent meditation. Page 260 or 142 in the middle. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yehiyu leratzonim refi, yehiyu leratzonim refi, ve'yon libi lefanecha, yehiyu leratzonim refi, ve'yon Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri ve'goali, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri ve'goali, yehiyu leratzonim refim, ve'yon libi lefanecha, yehiyu leratzonim refim, ve'yon libi lefanecha. We continue with Seder Kriyat Torah, our service for the reading of the Torah, on page 362 or page 244. Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kemaasecha, malechutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai himloch leolam va'ed. Adonai oz lemoitein, Adonai yevarech et hamo v'shalom. Please stand. Avarachamim, eitiv avirtzonecha et Zion, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, ki vecha levad batachnu, melech el ram venisa, Adon
העולמים. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, קדוש שמו. גדול אדוני איתי, ונרוממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד. כי לא בשמיים ובארץ, כי לא בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והמנשא לכל לראש. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. You may be seated. Looking for. Excuse me for one moment. I seem to have left something in the back here. I will be right back. For those of you, does everyone have a Torah commentary?
with you. We're going to go ahead and call this the audience participation part of our service this morning. We do have a few copies back there. If one or two of you would be so kind to go back and grab about maybe 3 copies of the Torah commentary and return to your seats and pass them to those sitting around you, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Chazak, chazak, venit chazek. An echo of what we sang together last week as we stood for the ending of the book of Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. And this week, we begin the last book, the 5th book of the Torah, Devarim, and it is the beginning of Moses' final speech and teachings to the people of Israel. And what is very interesting about the book of Devarim is, one, it is said to have a completely different type of authorship than the other 4 books. And it is not from God's mouth to us, but it is actually from Moses' mouth to us. It is a culmination of the many experiences he has had and the people of Israel have had together wandering in the desert. Like any of us who are disappointed maybe when something doesn't go our way, it begins as these words of rebuke out of anger. You have been such a stiff-necked people. This is why this generation is going to go ahead and die in the desert, Moses included. And then over the course of the book, he turns from this very fiery, angry person to a consoling and benevolent and wise mentor and father figure to the people of Israel, saying and maybe accepting that he was not meant to go to the promised land, and therefore it is more important to take this time to teach the people how to inherit the land and not chastise, if you will. You can find Deuteronomy 1 or Devarim, the beginning on page 1161 in your Torah commentaries. And I am going to invite any of you who would like to participate in the Aliyah this morning to stand from your seats so that we can join in the Aliyah together, if you would like. Here we go. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, venatan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Amen. Ele hadevarim asher diber Moshe el kol Yisrael be'ever hayarden bamidbar ba'arava mol suf ben paran uven tofel velavan v'chatzerot v'di zahav achar asar yom mechorev דרך הר שעיר עד קדש ברנע. ויהי ב40 שנה ב12 חודש באחד לחודש דיבר משה אל בני ישראל ככל אשר ציווה אדוני אותו עליהם. Let's join together in the blessing after the Haftarah. For those of you who wish to participate, I invite you to stand. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Thank you. While the Torah is in our midst, we take the time to bring into our thoughts and prayers those who are in need of healing. If there is someone that you would like to say a Misha Berach on behalf of this morning, I invite you to share their names aloud with us now. Misha Berach Avotenu ve'imotenu Avraham, Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ve'Leah, Hu yevarech, Hu yirapeh et hacholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei rachamim aleihem lehachalimam ulerapotam ulehachazikam ve'yishlach lahem hera refuah shlema min hashamayim refuat hanefesh urufat haguf hashta bagalav vizman kariv venomar amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. May the blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. And may God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. In a moment, we will stand for the Torah as it is lifted, and I want you to notice that in the middle of the column, you're going to see a big space. This space precedes four of the books of the Torah. Obviously, there is no space before Bereshit as we go immediately from Devarim to Bereshit. This is that liminal space, that space where what was Moses thinking when he was, and internalizing when he was writing down the words of Torah. So I want you to see if you could see it here, because that's how we know when there is a start of a new book. So let us go ahead and rise. Vezot HaTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Torah, 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 Siva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Siva lanu Moshe. Torah, Siva lanu Moshe. Torah, Siva lanu Moshe. Torah tziva lanu Moshe, 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 Torah tziva lanu Moshe. You may be seated. As I talked a little bit last night, tonight at sundown begins the great day of mourning in our tradition, Tisha B'Av, which is the commemoration of the destruction of the first and second temples in Jerusalem, as well as the fateful accounts of the 12 spies. And it also commemorates several other tragedies that happen to befall our people on this date, including the expulsion of the Jewish people from Spain, from France, from England, and also that was the day where the Warsaw Ghetto, all the people in the Warsaw Ghetto were exiled. And it is theorized, I haven't found the proof text yet, but definitely there was a journal that was published. Well, no, I found the proof text, but there was a journal published in Great Britain that said that on Tisha B'Av, it is theorized that is when Himmler received approval for the final solution. So it is a great day of mourning. We are to refrain from anything joyous, and we are to read solemn words from the book of Lamentations. Tonight at 8:45 p.m., there will be a video premiere of 26 cantors from the Academy for Jewish Religion, California, including myself, chanting all 5 chapters of Lamentations with a very heartfelt and profound teaching from my former Wilshire Boulevard Temple colleague, Rabbi Susan Goldberg. You can go ahead and look on YouTube. It's really going to be, you could just type in Eicha, E-I-C-H-A, or if you received the email blast from earlier this week, it is listed in there, and we hope that all of you will listen and read along and will want to return to Torah just as vigorously as those who wrote the book of Lamentations. I don't believe there are any big announcements except for the fact that the high holidays are almost upon us. It's probably the biggest announcement of the entire year. I know an email went out yesterday to the congregation explaining where we're going to be and how we're going to do things and when we're going to go ahead and do things. It is definitely going to be a new start, and God willing, a long tradition with our new friends. Well, I mean, fairly new. We have had a wonderful relationship with them for a couple years now with our friends down at Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church, and we hope to see everyone there for our evening and morning services and back home at CBI for our afternoon services. If you have any further questions, feel free to email Robin Roeder, Julie Heimovich, or any one of your clergy. We would love to speak with you. If you are interested in joining the High Holiday Choir, we are bringing back singers, all singers this year who would love to join us. We are holding our first rehearsal this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. in our chapel here at Congregation Beth Israel. Please email Gail Gilmartin or Cantor at cbiaz.org if you would like to join us. You can join us for one song. You can join us for an entire service. You can join us for the entire High Holidays. We would love to have you. Just let us know if you would like to join so that we can have a binder made for you. As always, you can check out our website, www.cbiaz.org, for all of our wonderful programs, for our book clubs, for our musical programming, for our teachings, for our Torah, for our times. There is not a week that doesn't go by that we don't have lots of wonderful opportunities to learn and come together in study and prayer. A special thank you to Stephanie Muscat for enabling us to always be seen and heard out there in the great world beyond. And I'm so glad that all of you are here this morning to join me in celebrating Shabbat. With that, we will stand as the Torah is returned to the ark. I invite you to turn to 374 or 256, and we will remain standing for Aleinu as well. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai, ki nizgav Shemo levado, hodo al eretz veshamayim, vayarem keren leyamo, Kehilah lechol chasidav, livnei Israel am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Eitz hayim hi lama chazikim pa v'tomchecha meushar derachecha darchei noam v'chol netivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu kekedem. We continue on page 586 or page 282 with Aleinu. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, lateid kedula leotzer breishit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegoch aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. It is customary on Tisha B'Av to observe a full 25-hour fast as we do on Yom Kippur. So to all those who are observing, we wish you Gemar, Chatimah, Tovah, finish well. It is with deepest sympathies that we note the passing of the following people who were recently laid to their eternal rest. Barbara Satz, aunt of Julie Heimovich, Mary Elizabeth Griffith, wife of David Harwin, mother of Mara Griffith, Aaron and Rachel Harwin, Michael Bronowitz, brother of Stephen Bronowitz, uncle of our Erev Rabbi Jason Bronowitz, Seymour Rosenblum, father of Jay Rosenblum, Bernard Bernie Deutsch, who was the architect for our beautiful campus, husband of Sharon Deutsch, father of Fred Deutsch, and Alyssa Maniusko. We remember those of our congregational family whose yahrzeits occur this week. Their names have been lovingly listed on our Shabbat flyer. If there is a name that you would like to share with us this morning, I invite you to share the name of your loved one as my eyes meet yours. Thank you. We also remember the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, including the 1.5 million children who have no one to say Kaddish for them. As always, we recall with admiration the soldiers and civilians of the state of Israel who have given their lives for our Jewish homeland. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may all of their lives be for a blessing. Let us all stand as one community and join together in words of Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, amen. Be'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agalav v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say amen. In a moment, we will join together for Kiddush and Motzi from the Bima. And we will end this morning with a prayer for peace. Oseh shalom bimromav. If you are comfortable, you may put your arm around your neighbor, your family member, your spouse, whoever came with you to service this morning. Oseh shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'imeru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'imeru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'imeru, amen. Okay. We join together in Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafein. L'chaim. We join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom.